I really enjoy chicken salad, but mine never has the texture that I like. So I texted my brother in law, also known as Uncle Daniel, asking him how he got the texture that he has. And he said, "Come on over and I'll show you." First, we needed our ingredients. We used boneless, skinless chicken breast, eggs, mustard, Duke's mayonnaise, salt, pepper, celery salt, and some type of sweet pickles. Daniel's aunt makes sweet pickles, and that's what he prefers to use, but he will use the sweet Gershon pickles every once in a while when he's out of her pickles. Now, before you say you don't eat pickles, you need to realize that I don't do any type of vegetables. I don't do pickles. I don't do celery. I do not like the texture. But these get chopped up so fine later that you won't even know that they're in there. You're just using the flavor. Next, it was time to boil the eggs. Daniel said that he just boils the eggs in the same water that he does the chicken in. For this boiling, we used a pretty deep stock pot. Next, we added the 4 chicken breasts you see here on the left of this photo to the boiling water on top of the eggs. It looked pretty gross, but it doesn't stay that way. We got it to a rolling boil. We actually let ours boil for about 28 minutes. You could have let it go a little bit shorter than what we did. One time in the middle, it wasn't quite ready, but at this point, you can see that our chicken is ready. When you cut into it, you should see no pink. Next, we put the chicken breast in a food processor. Now, you could see Daniel has a pretty nice food processor. We put 1 to 1.5 chicken breasts in at a time. They were pretty big, so just judge by the size of yours. I like mine very fine, so he chopped it up very nicely. And you continue with this until all of your chicken is done. While Daniel was finishing with the chicken in the food processor, he had me get the eggs out of the water and put them in a cup, and we ran some cool water over them. Quickly, the water became warm again, so he suggested that I just continue to pour the cool water over it until the eggs were cool enough to touch. Next, it was time to shell the eggs. After getting the shells off, we rinsed them well to make sure there was no shell left on the egg and put it in the food processor. During this time, we also added the sweet pickles from Daniel's aunt's sweet pickles. You can tell by this photo about how much we put in. We then chopped this up nicely, almost making the texture of a paste with the eggs and the sweet pickles. Now it's time to add the ingredients to the chicken. We added the egg mixture paste and about 3 heaping tablespoons of mayonnaise and some mustard. Then we began to add the seasoning.
It's gonna look like a lot of pepper, but it won't be bad. Again, we can always go back and add more. And then salt. We'll probably have to add more of this. This is like the secret ingredient, I think. It makes it taste really good. And again, I don't put too much initially.
Then Daniel gets a strainer and pours in some of his Aunt Judy's pickle juice. He uses the strainer to help catch any of those seasoning particles or seeds to prevent it from getting in. Next, we stirred it up and tasted it and decided it needed a little bit more. So we added some more mayonnaise, probably another full heaping tablespoon, a little bit more mustard, some more pepper, some more salt, and some more celery salt. Daniel felt like it wasn't quite wet enough, so he wanted to add some more pickle juice. This is how much he added this time, and he ended up adding about that much more again. It was time to taste test again, and that's the beauty of chicken salad. You keep adding until it gets to the way you want it. We had to add some more seasoning, some more pickle juice, but we got it how we wanted it. And it may not look like much from this picture, but this is really a lot of chicken salad. You might want to half this recipe if you're making it for just you and maybe one other person. And don't you know that everything tastes better with Doritos? This is a sweet chicken salad, but it is right up my alley, and I just love it. Daniel, thank you so much for sharing this with me. I can't wait to try it again on my own and maybe even add some variations like some chopped up apples and pecans and maybe even some of my favorite Creole seasoning.